To Tell the Truth would like you to meet the star of motion pictures, TV, and the Broadway stage, Mr. Eddie Bracken.
I would like you all to meet my daughter, Susan.
Is this Susan Bracken? Is this Susan Bracken? Or is this Eddie Bracken's daughter, Susan? Well, we'll soon find out as they try to fool this panel. Bert Convey, Peggy Cass, Orson Bean, Kitty Carlisle, plus 100 people in our studio audience on To Tell the Truth. This portion of To Tell the Truth is brought to you by Dow Bathroom Cleaner, the aerosol cleaner that lifts dirt off without scouring.
It's dirt shaking. Dirt shaking. Dow Bathroom Cleaner is dirt shaking.
Dow lifts the dirt off.
No scouring needed. Chrome gleams.
Dow lifts the dirt off.
So tile breaks out in shine. No scratch, just shine in one wipe time.
Dow lifts the dirt off.
Like no scouring cleanser ever could. So even dirtiest bathtub rings wipe clean. No Brits left behind. Dow sanitizes and lifts the dirt off. It's dirt shaking.
And now, here's our host on To Tell the Truth, Bud Collier.
Thank you very much. Welcome once again to Tell the Truth. Good afternoon, panel.
Good afternoon.
Bud.
You've all met because you all know already through prior meeting and knowledge of his very, very fine reputation all the way down through this show business. Eddie Bracken and the three girls who claim to be his daughter are in the soundproofed room. Let's begin the questioning of this preliminary nature with Peggy Cass. Peggy?
Well, I almost just dropped dead of the shock because I thought one of those girls was his wife, and I thought, what's he done with Connie and married that young girl? But, Eddie, how many brothers and sisters does Susan have?
2 brothers, 2 sisters.
Orson?
Mercy. Now, you're one of the few actors that's ever played a cockroach.
That's right.
Right? Now, would your daughter be familiar with that part where you played the cockroach?
Yes, vaguely.
Now
She
she's
remembers
available?
the album, I'm sure, something like that.
I can ask her about that then, all right.
I'm sure you can, Orson.
Kitty?
How much does she know about your career, Eddie?
She knows quite a bit about it.
Would she know that you and I played together?
I don't know. But I remember it very strongly. You're the only woman whose voice is as beautiful as you are.
Bert Convey.
You've won everything. If we had prizes to give them. We met in Boston, Eddie, when you were in Hot September, in which you were
That's
marvelous.
right.
And I was in cabaret. I want to ask you about your children. You have 5. Any of them want to follow in your footsteps, or are they?
Well, Susan, the young lady that you're about to try to guess, is with me in a play called You Know I Can't Hear You When the Water's Running. And we will be in New Haven tonight. This is, yes, tonight. And then we go to Baltimore and then Washington. And then we have a run in Chicago. We've been out for 5 months already. She is the ingenue lead. She plays 3 different roles.
Wow, yes.
Peggy?
Now, back to, where do you live?
I live in the 3rd trunk in the living room.
No, where? Which states? No kidding around here.
Well, you see, we had an apartment in New York, and I mean that literally. We're on the road, and we're literally living out of trunks right now. My wife, Connie, that you asked about, is also the understudy of Ruth Manning, who is my wife in the play. So one of these, my wife is understudying my wife on stage, but she's really my wife off stage.
And that's all we have of this preliminary questioning. Let's ask the girls to come in from the soundproofed room. Very well, panel. Let's see if you can find out which of these 3 young ladies, in truth, is the daughter of Eddie Bracken. We'll start the questioning with Kitty Carlisle.
Thank
Kitty?
you, Bud. Now, number 3, your father's a very sensible fellow. 3 of you are working in the same play. Is that right? I can't hear you when the water's running.
3 of us. My mother,
Yeah.
but she's an understudy.
I realize that. And then number 2, are your brothers and sisters older or younger than you?
I have one younger brother, and the 2 sisters, and the other brother are older than
And
I
they're
am.
not working?
No.
What are they doing?
I have an older sister who teaches dramatics.
Uh-huh.
Michael's in college, Carol is an illustrator, and David's in high school.
Eddie, what are you thinking of? You haven't put them to work yet.
Oh, I'll get one of them to work somewhere.
Number 1, does it confuse your father that your mother is playing his wife on stage, but he really has another wife on stage? Does this create any problems in his mind?
I don't think
He
so.
never gets mixed up.
No.
Bert Convy.
Thank you, Bud. Number 1, do you think it's an advantage or a disadvantage to be married to... married. Here I go, Peggy. I made the same mistake. To be the daughter of a famous star. Has it helped you or hindered you?
It's done both. It's helped me insofar as connections are concerned, but it can be a hindrance in that, well, his criticisms and...
Okay. Number 2, did you study acting?
I did, yes, for a year at New York University.
Peggy.
Thank you. Number 2, in what play was your... Oh, where did your mother and father meet?
They met while they were both doing Brother Rat in New York. Dad had the New York company, Mother was in the traveling company, and they switched, and they met backstage.
What did they do? Meet at the train station, go passing one another?
No, Dad went to see the play the day before the New York show left and went back to tell Mother how wonderful he thought she'd been. And she was so surprised and shocked to meet Eddie Bracken that she kind of turned on her heel and left, and she thought she was just a snob and wouldn't speak to her.
Orson.
And they got 5 children.
Number 3. Now, how many of you are on the road? Just you and your mom and your dad?
Yeah, that's enough.
Well, what are the kids doing? Having a circus back home, or what are they up to?
What are they up to? Well, they're up to everything, I hear.
Yeah, well,
My brother just had a baby.
your brother just had a baby?
Yeah, did it the hard way himself.
All right. I'm not going to go into that further. Number 1.
And that's all we have time for, I'm sorry to say. So, mark your ballots, if you will, please, panel.
That's difficult.
And, audience, it's time for you to vote. When I say vote, please select number 1, number 2, or number 3. Are you ready? Vote. Okay, those votes are registered. Let's see how our panel did. Bert, for whom did you vote?
I'm thoroughly confused, Eddie. You have good choice, good taste, whichever one it is. I have no idea. I thought it was number 3, but number 2 has wonderful answers, so I picked number 1, logically.
Peggy.
Well, I voted for number 1 because I think number 1 looks like her mother. She looks like Connie Nickerson, so I voted for her.
Orson.
Number 2 has beautiful blue eyes like her father, so I voted for number 2.
And Kitty.
Well, they're all absolutely ravishing, and a credit to you, whoever they are. But I voted for number 1 because when she had to tell about the difficulties being involved as the daughter of Eddie Bracken, she was a little tentative and didn't want to hurt his feelings.
Oh?
All right, those votes are in. Let's find out who got the most votes from our studio audience. Our audience voted for number 2. Eddie, why don't you go over and show us which one is your daughter?
All righty.
Oh, come on.
For my daughter, please stand up. Yeah!
Now, let me explain, panel. We pulled a little April Fool's joke on you.
Indeed.
These are, in fact and in truth, all Eddie's daughters. Ladies and ladies,
The thing is,
boy, I can well see why you're beaming with pride to have 3 such lovely
Well, I
daughters.
was right. They're all a credit to you.
You're so
Bert
right.
said that number 3 looks as though she'd be playing that part, and I know I can't hear when the water's running, but number 1 looks just like her mom.
That's why I was
you tell us
confused.
which one is which one.
Well, what's your name?
My name's Carolyn Bracken. And
welcome.
I'm an illustrator for Norcross greeting cards.
And this is Mrs. Frank Woods Gordon. And what do you do, Judy?
Don't you know? I'm a creative dramatics teacher in Evanston, Illinois.
And this is the brat of the family, Susan Bracken. What do you do, Susan?
I'm kind of mixed up. I thought they were.
They're mixed up, you're
Well,
right.
I'm in the show. You know, I can't hear you when the water's running with my father.
Well, I tell you, bringing along your prize samples like this only makes us whet our own appetite to meet the others at some time in the future.
I'd like to tell everybody, too, that my son Michael, when Susan brought it up, made me a grandfather last Saturday.
Well, what can I say to you all except it was a joy having you on the show, and the happiness that's on your faces today, keep it there, and keep it there for your dad, too. And Eddie, continued success, well-deserved success to you. Goodbye. Thanks for being with us. And let me tell you that instead of, breaking down any score at all, since we pulled a gag on the panel, the whole $500 goes.